guess what? We bought a bunch of air fryers. If you've spent any time around a kitchen, you have any interest in cooking, you've heard about air fryers. Super popular right now, but there's a ton of options out there. So we went on the internet, found which ones were the highest rated, and we put them to the test. Not only did we put it to the taste test with our expert team of tasters,
Hot.
we rated it based on how easy it was to clean, different features that it offered, which displays were the best, how easy it was to take on and off your counter. So if you're trying to figure out which air fryer to buy for your lifestyle, for your kitchen, stick around to see which ones to avoid and which one's the best bang for your buck. So here we have the Instant Pot 10-quart air fryer. This one's coming in at $99.95. Let me talk about the things I like. So first off, good weight, not super heavy, pretty easy to take on and off of the counter if you don't want to keep it on your counter all the time, or maybe you don't have a lot of space on your kitchen counter. This one's not going to break your back taking it on and off the counter, which is good. Couple things I'm not crazy about. So first, you can probably see it's really funny. So when you have it off, it displays the word off, which is kind of silly in my opinion. I think you could probably just display nothing and you'd know it's off. That would be pretty annoying to me if it were sitting on my kitchen counter all the time, just displaying off. I would hope it would display the time or just nothing at all. Also, the display is pretty boring. It just kind of has a couple buttons here, temperature, time up and down, pretty simple display. Size, like I said, it's only 10 quarts, so it has the smallest tray of the ones that I tested, which means it could really only fit 9 to 10 Dino Nuggets. Not ideal if you're pretty hungry and you want more than 10 Dino Nuggets. Maybe you've got a friend over, not gonna cut it. The last piece I wasn't crazy about was the preheating time. So I originally put my nuggets in, set the timer to 15 minutes, and walked away. What I didn't realize is the timer didn't actually start till it fully preheated. Maybe you know what you're doing and you want your air fryer to heat up before you start cooking in it. Just was a little quirk for me that I wasn't prepared for. So overall, I like the price. Gotta like that it's under $100. Not super impressed with the display. I thought the size was on the smaller end. Only 10 quarts is probably a little too small for me, and wasn't blown away by the cooking functionality. So things to keep in mind if you're considering buying the Instant Pot 10 quart. Okay, so next up is the Midea 11 quart air fryer. This one's price tag is $99.99, so right around the $100 mark. So the good stuff, I like the dial, nice, easy to use dial for selecting which type of temperature or cooking type you'd like to do. I really like that it has 2 zones, so you can cook 2 things at once. It's got 2 separate timers. I also really like this external handle. Doesn't get hot, you don't need an UV glove, you don't need anything special to take things in or out. But if you've got 2 things you want to get going, pop both in at separate times, separate temperatures, separate timers. Makes it really easy to use. No preheating required. I really like the size, good size. It was able to fit 11 Dino Nuggets in the upper section here, the part with the handle, so that's great. I also like how easy to clean it is. Both, the upper part comes right out. You can wash it. It's made of metal, super simple. It's got a little tray that pops out, really easy to wash. And then, same for the bottom part here. It just has a little catch-all that you pull out and wipe off and wash off. So really easy to clean. That's great. Things that aren't great about this air fryer. First off, it's heavy. So if you're not going to be keeping this thing on your counter all the time and you're going to have to be taking it off, putting it away, taking it out, it's the heaviest of the air fryers that I've reviewed. Second, it doesn't come with any sort of rotisserie option. Not really a big deal for me. I'm not a big fan of the rotisserie option. And then the display. So I do like the display. I do think it's really intuitive and the dial's nice and easy to use. But when you're not using it, I don't know how to turn off this blinking upper, lower, and Wi-Fi icon. It just blinks endlessly. So I haven't been able to figure it out. It's not ideal if you're keeping this on your counter all the time. You're gonna have this blinking display. It's a little distracting. A bunch of things I really like about this air fryer, including the price, the functionality, the cleaning, that's all great. On the heavier side, it doesn't have a rotisserie option. So something to keep in mind if you're considering buying the Midea 11-quart air fryer. Okay, so this is the Crownful 10.5 quart air fryer. This one is $131. It has some good things, it has some okay things. So things that are good. I like the display. I think it's kind of fun that it's got different icons for the different foods that you want to cook. As a, not a frequent air fryer user, that's kind of fun and not intimidating. Hey, I want to cook some French fries. Here's what the temperature should be. Here's what the time should be. A feature I like about this is that you can turn the display off. Pretty easy. You just hold the power button at the front and then it goes dark, which is nice if you're going to keep this on your kitchen counter all the time. You don't want to be staring at all these icons. I like that, pretty light. If you're not going to leave it on your kitchen counter at all times, you can take it on and off just when you need it. It also has an auto shut-off feature, which is a nice little safety feature to have. Things that I don't like, one, this power button was a little confusing at first. I thought it was the on-off in terms of just turning it on, but it turns out it actually starts the air fryer. So kind of a funny button, a little confusing at first, but you get used to it, not a big deal. Also, only 10.5 quarts. So on the smaller side, I would say it's a little too small for me in terms of how many Dino Nuggets it fits. Only about 9 or 10, so a little tight if you've got friends over or if you're trying to cook for more than one person. It's a little tight space in there, so I might go with something a little bigger. But also the price is a little bit high for what you can get. I've compared a couple other of these that are right around the $100 range that are really solid. It does come with a rotisserie option, so a basket and a bar, but I have some thoughts on rotisserie baskets, which I'll share a little later. It has some things going for it. It has some things that I wasn't super impressed with. I like the intuitive display. I like that you can turn it off. It's pretty lightweight. The price is a little higher than I would like, and the size of the air fryer is a little smaller than I would like, but it has some nice safety features, so something to keep in mind if you're considering buying a Crownful air fryer. Okay, so this is the Casari 13-quart air fryer. It is priced right around $140. It is a fun little air fryer. It kind of looks and feels like a toaster oven. It's got that metal feel to it, and it's got a bunch of warning signs on it about it getting hot. So I didn't touch it when I turned it on, but I got a feeling it gets pretty hot. So careful where you put this thing. Things that are nice about it is lightweight, easy to move around if you need to move it around and don't want to keep it on your kitchen counter. It's a good size, fit 11 Dino Nuggets easily, so that's great. Good size air fryer, what you'd expect at 13 quarts. I like the display button to turn it on and off, which is nice. Actually, hard to find a display that turns on and off that easily. Again, nice if you're going to keep it on your counter all the time. It also comes with a rotisserie basket, which, I have some thoughts on, and I'll share those in a later video. Of the rotisserie baskets I tested, I think I like this one the best. It's a nice latch on and off, so just one piece. The other two were kind of twist-on pieces, and when these things come out of the air fryer, they're super hot, and you don't really want to be dealing with pieces that are moving around, so just kind of having one little hinge here that flips open is nice. Things that I'm not impressed with. So the door is, kind of janky. It's hard to just kind of leave it. It fits in this middle ground here. It either slams shut or falls down. I also wasn't crazy about the cooking functionality. So I threw my Dino Nuggets on the tray. I put it in the oven. I set 15 minutes, pressed start, and walked away. And what I didn't realize was there was a preheating part. And so the air fryer preheated for a few minutes and then said, put your food in. But I already walked away and was doing something else. Come to find out that the timer doesn't actually start until you open the door again, put your food in, and close the door again. So 9-10 minutes later, I don't really know, I wasn't timing. I came back to realize this. I opened the door, closed it, didn't do anything because the food was already in there. and then the 15-minute timer started. Something that's just a little annoying to me. It's not the way I would use the air fryer. I would just kind of want to set it and forget it, but you've got to set it, wait a few minutes. Okay, now put my food in. Now I can forget it. Price is also a little high on this one, but size is great. I like the display. The look, can take it or leave it. The black's a little sleeker than this metal, but things to keep in mind if you're considering a Cosari 13-quart air fryer. Okay, this is the Chefman 12-quart air fryer. I like saying this one because it reminds me of Duff Man. It's like Chefman. It is $150. What do I like about this one? Well, at 12 quarts, it's a good size air fryer. Can fit 11 dino nuggets, no problem. It is light, so easy to take on and off the counter, which is great. It is really quiet to the touch. I like that. All the other air fryers I've tested make these annoying beeps, which you can probably turn off and figure out in settings, but right out of the box, this one's quiet. It also has my favorite display of any of the air fryers I tested. It's a nice combination of icons, but also being really easy to adjust the time and temperature if you want to just adjust the time and temperature. So a really great display. And also, according to our taste testers, these dino nuggets tasted the best.
Oh, that's my favorite.
So yes, it's the most expensive air fryer, but if you're looking to cook the best chicken nuggets around, you're going to be happy with this one. Things you might knock this one for: it doesn't come with a rotisserie basket, which for me, not a big deal. I wouldn't use it anyway. The only other thing I might say is the trays that it comes with. Not a big fan of these kind of metal, wiry trays, but otherwise, really great air fryer, just on the expensive end. So performs really well, but you're going to pay for it. I think if you're willing to pay $150, you're not going to be upset. Wish it came with a little better trays. But the cooking quality is great, the size is great, the screen's great. This is a really good air fryer. So one thing I wanted to call out in this video is a lot of these air fryers come with these rotisserie trays, which are kind of neat. I mean, you can throw whatever food you want in here, slide it into your air fryer, and it'll spin as it cooks. Kind of looks cool, feels cool, but what I've realized after testing it is it really isn't worth it. So a couple things that I'm not a fan of here. One, you're filling it up's not that bad, and putting it into your air fryer is fine, but taking it out's kind of a headache. You need to use this special tool to lift it out, and then once it's out, it's piping hot. It was just in your air fryer for 15 minutes, so you can't really touch it, and you got to take the ends off, and you got to dump the food out. It's kind of a headache when it's really hot. It's also a pain in the neck to clean. I actually cut my finger really bad cleaning this out. It's got this really sharp metal edge on the inside, and the food just gets stuck to these little small metal pieces here, so it's really hard to clean. And we found that the food actually doesn't cook any better in the rotisserie basket, or at least the food we tested. So I wouldn't buy it for the basket. If it has one, cool. Not something I would find myself using much, and wouldn't buy an air fryer just to get one of these. Okay, so here are your two winners. Yes, two winners. You've got the best bang for your buck in the Midea 11-quart, and you've got the overall winner in the Chefman 12-quart air fryer. This one's great. There's really not a lot to knock it for. I think the display's awesome. It cooks well. The trays aren't perfect, but I think you can probably get over that. It's a really great air fryer, and we were really, really impressed with how it performed. That said, the Midea is $50 less at $100 compared to $150. So save a few bucks. This one's a great option. I love the two different zones you can cook in. I like that it has the handle on the front here, so you don't need any UV glove or oven mitt to take the food out. Super easy to clean, which is great. Now, this one's not hard to clean. They're actually both pretty easy to clean. But yeah, I think if you're looking to not break the bank, not spend too much money, you're new to using air fryers, this is a great option. If you're okay spending a little extra money for a little higher quality cooking, the Chef Man's a great option. So 2 winners, the Medea and the Chef Man, both perform great. Chef Man takes the cake for the best. Medea wins for the best value. All right, well, there you have it. The best air fryer for your money. We had a lot of fun making this video, so hopefully you found it useful. Check out the description of the video for links to each one of these air fryers. If you have one of these air fryers or you've used one of these air fryers before, leave a comment. Would love to hear from you. Thanks for stopping by, and hopefully we'll see you next time.